Well, good morning and welcome once again to Ed's Orchids. Now, the thing is, I'm going to repot a few Cattleyas today. Well, I say a few, this one in particular, because this one is the one I've had on a mount that is now doing absolutely nothing. Those are the old leaves there, some of them dying off, and this is the new leaf coming out this way. But I need that to go upright. But it's doing nothing at all, and it's Mahina Yeriro Ulii, one of my favourite plants. And if I don't do something with it, I think I'm going to lose it, because there are no roots on at the base of this new growth. So I'm going to take it off this mount. I'm going to split it, so I'm going to take the old parts off, and I'm going to try and wire the this part up, these three pseudobulbs you can see, into a small pot. Well, I've taken it off the mount now. You can see the wires there I've cut off through one thing and another, and you can see the problem, because there's the plant that should be like that, and this is the new growth that should be growing upwards, but as you can see there, it's growing sideways. So what I propose to do now is chop that right there, keep this half and get rid of that half. So we'll get a long piece of wire, and then we'll not keep patching it up. And what I'll do first, I'll wire it around this new growth. I'll keep it as neat as possible. I don't know whether you'll be able to see it or not there, but I'll show you afterwards. Just keep winding it round until it holds it. I'll just give it a 4. Not too tight, it's only that 0.5 millimetre wire. So that's round, and then we'll try and bend it as much as we can without breaking it. There we are. This is the difficult part now. Getting it round that one. I mean, it might look a mess, but it'll hold it in place, and in a few months it will be sitting upright on its own, hopefully. Now, have I bent that enough to fit in there? No, not really. No, not really. So I'll switch the camera off. I'll do it because it's difficult with my hands, you know, coming out of shot and one thing and another, so you can't really see what I'm doing. So I'll get it done, and then I'll show you. Well, I haven't quite finished it wiring yet, but I just want to show you how much I've bent it over. Look at that. So it's bent that far without breaking. And it looks like it's standing upright now, so that looks much better, doesn't it? So I'm hoping I can find a pot where I can fasten this to the pot, and I'm going to put a little bit of coconut husk in, and well, we'll see where I go from there after I fasten it up, make sure it's nice and neat. But there should be roots growing from here, but there isn't. But hopefully in the next month or so, we should have some nice roots there. Well, I've got the coconut husks I'm going to use here, and get rid of these wires that are hanging out all over the place, and they've got some wire. So what I'll do, I'll cut some wire. I've got 2 lengths this long. I've never done this before, so I hope it works. Oops. Don't cut them too short. And then I'll thread them through the bottom of the pot. One there, and one there through the next hole, so let's have a look. Come on, that's it. So they're fastened to the bottom of that pot. Bend it over the side, then they're out of the way, and I'll do the same at the other side. Make sure they're both the same length. There we are. Right. Now then, I will put some coconut husk in. Just enough so the rhizome will fit on top. Don't need to press it down or anything. Might be a bit fiddly this, but it could work. Just enough there. Right, now here's the plant. Just won't fit in there, so we'll take this bit off here, the bit on the side, just to give it a little bit more room. Well, I've chopped the end off there. I've put a little dragon's blood on there, which will stop anything happening, and that should sit nicely on there. Yep, that sits very nicely. Now the thing is, how am I going to fasten it on? We'll take these wires, put it over the rhizome and through the holes at the other side. Fiddly job, but if you want to do it properly, then we've got to do it properly. Now if I can get it in that position, or in that position, that's better. That will do nicely. We can just bend these over, we don't need to fasten these up yet. And then bring this one over. In fact, I could probably wrap this round here again. As you can see, it's a little bit fiddly, but it should be worth it in the long run. That's right, and then through another hole at the side here. Yep, and bend that over. So we're getting somewhere. That one over there. That'll hold that down there. I think if I take this one, I'll go once again over that rhizome. It's a bit fiddly. Through there. That should hold it nicely in place. Yep, there we are. So I'll just tighten it up. I mean, you might be looking and think, well, I've got the new growth up against the side here. that doesn't matter, because it's not going to get any roots from here. I'm going to get the roots from there, at the apex of all the plant. So we'll just finish off with that. So that's another little experiment done. All wired up, looks a bit unsightly, I know, but there's only me in here, and the plant will firm itself up once it gets some roots, and we may be able to save this plant. We'll see anyhow. So like as you can see, the rhizome is nicely just resting on top of the coconut husk. The coconut husk has been soaked in water last night and a bit of calcium, so that should do fine. The point with these aren't doing so well, these Cattleyas in here, is that I'm in the greenhouse, and although I turn the heater up to about 20, it's very rarely it gets up to 18, and last night it dropped down to 9, so I can't expect these Cattleyas to do much in here. Anyhow, I'll show you some of them, and then I'll show you the difference in the Cattleyas from when I keep them in the house at 28 degrees centigrade during the day and 18 at night, and you can see the difference. Well, these are the other 4 Cattleyas I have in the greenhouse that's struggling really, and we'll just have a look at them. They're doing all right, but they're not doing as well as they should, and unfortunately I can't take them into the house because I just haven't got room for them. So what I'll do, I'll just show them to you and see what's happening. Well, this first one is an RLC Liu Hope, and it's not doing much at all. I mean, I've been taking the sheaths off, but no, it's not doing much, and as you can see, the leaves are getting quite 2 different colours on them, and I really don't know what that is. I'm putting it down to the cold, or there might be trouble with a bit of bug, or it might just be, if I've sprayed them, it's a little bit of fertiliser burn. So it could be any of that, but as you can see, this one has got roots. It's got plenty of roots on it. But with being here in the cold, it's not doing much. It's not doing much at all. So I'll better see if I can find room inside to put these, but I doubt very much. But we'll have a look. Well, this is one with the label faded, and it's something rouge. BM Joga, and Joga, I presume, is a Japanese Orchid Growers Association. So it's been an awarded plant, this, but not get much awarded as it is now. As you can see, the pseudobulbs are drying up. The pseudobulbs are drying up there. This one is a new growth from last year, and the pseudobulb's fine. I'll take that sheath off in a bit, but it's just stuck in one corner of the pot here. What's the roots like? They're all watered last night, these. So, and I can't say much more about these, can I? You know, what do you do with them? You just try and do your best and put them in places, and if I try and give them more warmth, that might just do the trick. So I'll see what I can do about that. I thought I'd lost ages ago, and I just threw it on here, and it only had this one leaf on, but now it's grown this one. I mean, it's taken 12 months to put this on, this new growth, and this is what's called a little dipper. Now I might put this into something just a little bit smaller, but so you can't see any roots on this, hardly, if any. No. So that one's taken a look at. That's a little Cattleya Little Dipper. I think it's originally from Peter White. And I bought Orchids by Peter White, and I bought this at one of our society auctions. And I think this is the same as the previous one I had, because I've got this is another BMA Yoga, something Dancer Rouge. So it looks like I've got two the same here. So I mean the roots on this is fine, you can't grumble about them, but they're not doing much. So I'm not going to repot them, not these, until they start showing signs of doing much better. As you can see, this one's been wired up again to hold it in place. I mean, quite firm in the pots. No problem there, so they're anchored in by the roots. But I'll try and get these in a warmer place. So that's the one I've just done there. So that's fine now. That will go inside. And I'll try and find room inside for these. Well, as you can see, I'm inside now. We're looking at the Cattleyas above the moist hydro light here. And as you can see, I've nowhere to hang them. I've hanged them on there, but they don't get the light they need. They'll get more light in the greenhouse, although they will get the warmth. But you've got to combine the two. So what I'll do, I think I'll leave this this video now on here, and then I'll continue it again tomorrow to see if I found anything. So thanks very much for watching, and we'll see what we can do for tomorrow.